In a world built on closed systems and centralized control, a new dream was born. A dream of a digital frontier, open to all, where trust wasn't placed in people or institutions, but in code itself. This isn't the story of a company or a single product. This is the story of Ethereum, a journey that began with a radical vision and endured trials that would have shattered lesser ideas, ultimately rising to become the backbone of a new, decentralized economy. It's a story of how a world computer, once a futuristic concept, battled through crisis and doubt to redefine the very fabric of our digital lives. The tale of Ethereum starts not in a boardroom, but in the mind of a brilliant young thinker, Vitalik Buterin. In late 2013, immersed in the world of Bitcoin, he saw its revolutionary potential, but also its limitations. He envisioned something more, a blockchain that could do more than just record transactions. He dreamed of a platform that was programmable, a global, shared computer that anyone could build on, free from censorship and control. This wasn't just about creating a new currency. It was about building a new internet. He called it Ethereum, and its mission was to create a censorship-resistant world computer. This audacious goal attracted a diverse group of pioneers, including Gavin Wood, Charles Hoskinson, Anthony Diorio, and Joseph Lubin, who became the co-founders of this ambitious project. To bring this digital dream to life, they turned to the community. In mid-2014, Ethereum launched one of the first-ever token sales, a novel form of fundraising that sold 60 million units of its native currency, Ether, to believers around the world. The first block, the Genesis block, was mined, and the Ethereum network officially came to life. At its core was the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM, a powerful, sandboxed environment where smart contracts, self-executing agreements, written in code, could run exactly as programmed, isolated, and secure. The foundation for a new digital world had been laid, but the path of a pioneer is never smooth. Just as Ethereum was gaining momentum, it faced a crisis that threatened to destroy it. In the spring of 2016, a groundbreaking project called the DAO, a decentralized venture capital fund built on Ethereum, captured the world's imagination. It raised an astonishing amount of money and seemed to be the ultimate proof of Ethereum's power. Then, disaster struck. In June 2016, a clever attacker exploited a vulnerability in the DAO's smart contract, siphoning off 3.6 million ETH worth, about $50 million at the time. The theft was a devastating blow, not just financially, but to the very soul of the community. It sparked a fiery philosophical debate that tore the community in two. Should they intervene? Should they rewrite the blockchain's history to reverse the theft and return the stolen funds? This went against the core principle that the blockchain was immutable. The code is law. On the other side were those who argued that letting the theft stand would be a moral failure and a death sentence for the young network. The decision was agonizing. Ultimately, the majority voted for action. They chose to perform a hard fork, creating a new version of the Ethereum blockchain where the stolen funds were recovered. This new chain carried the name Ethereum. However, a passionate minority refused to accept this intervention. They believed that the original, unaltered chain was the one true ledger. They continued to support it, calling it Ethereum Classic, forever preserving the code as law principle. The crisis had been weathered, but it left a permanent scar. A reminder of the immense responsibility that came with building this new world. From the ashes of the DAO crisis, Ethereum rose stronger and found its next calling, sparking a series of innovations that would change the financial world forever. The first wave came in 2017 with the ICO fever, a new technical standard. ERC-20 made it incredibly simple for anyone to create and issue their own digital tokens on the Ethereum network. This unleashed a Cambrian explosion of creativity and speculation, turning Ethereum into a massive decentralized fundraising platform for thousands of new projects. While the ICO boom was wild and chaotic, it proved that Ethereum was a powerful engine for capital formation. Then, in the summer of 2020, a quieter but far more profound revolution began, known as DeFi Summer. A new generation of protocols like Uniswap and Aave emerged, allowing users to lend, borrow, and trade assets directly with each other, without banks or brokers. This was the birth of decentralized finance, or DeFi. For the first time, complex financial services were being run entirely by smart contracts on Ethereum, demonstrating its true potential as a programmable backbone for a new, open financial system. But this incredible success came at a cost. The network became a victim of its own popularity. The demand for block space surged, and transaction fees, known as gas, skyrocketed. What once cost a few cents could now cost hundreds of dollars, pushing out everyday users. And highlighting a critical challenge, Ethereum had to scale, or it would risk becoming a playground only for the wealthy. The challenge of scaling was monumental, but the Ethereum community, hardened by its past trials, met it with one of the most ambitious technical upgrades in the history of open-source technology. The goal was to transform the network's very foundation to make it more scalable, secure, and sustainable. This multi-year effort culminated in a historic event known as the Merge in September 2022. In a feat of incredible engineering, Ethereum transitioned its consensus mechanism from the energy-intensive proof-of-work, the same system used by Bitcoin, to the far more efficient proof-of-stake. The switch was seamless, executed like a digital heart transplant on a running network, and its impact was immediate and profound. Overnight, Ethereum's energy consumption plummeted by over 99.95%, silencing critics and establishing it as a leader in sustainable blockchain technology. The merge also fundamentally changed the economics of ETH, making it a deflationary asset, where the supply could decrease over time. But this was just the beginning of a new era. The transformation continued with subsequent upgrades. In 2023, the Shanghai Shapella upgrade enabled users to withdraw their staked E, completing the transition to proof-of-stake. Then, in 2024, the Denkin upgrade introduced a feature called proto-dank shorting, a technical breakthrough designed to dramatically lower transaction costs for Layer 2 scaling solutions like Arbitrum and Optimism. This performance transformation wasn't just an upgrade, it was a reinvention, ensuring Ethereum could serve the next billion users. Today, Ethereum stands as the undisputed engine of Web3. It is the bedrock for the multi-billion-dollar DeFi and NFT ecosystems, and is increasingly being embraced by the giants of traditional finance, like BlackRock, as the platform of choice for tokenizing real-world assets. But perhaps its most surprising strength is its relentless reliability. For nearly a decade, the Ethereum network has been running 24/7 without a single second of downtime. No pauses, no maintenance windows, a feat of resilience that even tech titans like Facebook and AWS sometimes fail to achieve. Looking forward, the mission continues. The next great challenge is to perfect the user experience, making interactions across different layers seamless and invisible, aiming for the ultimate goal, to become the universal payment and settlement layer for everything of value on the internet. Ethereum's journey from a visionary's white paper through a crisis that nearly broke it to its spectacular transformation is more than just a tech story. It's a testament to the American spirit of innovation, resilience, and community. It is a powerful reminder that with a bold vision and the courage to persevere through adversity, a small group of determined individuals can indeed build a new world.